Good afternoon. Good afternoon from beautiful Miami. My name is Maryam Isa Al Ali Zastapel. I put God first. This is my story, and I have a purpose. I help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. Everything I do in my life, from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to sleep at night, is a service of something bigger than who I am.
That's right. And my name is Alexander Zaspel, and my purpose is to bring out the strength in others so they can take full control of their life and gain all rights to their existence.
And guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode for Clear and Conquer Live. We come to you guys every single Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. That's 8 p.m. UAE time. And every single week we come here, we come up with a topic that we will be talking to our exclusive accountability group about. And we come online just to also share some value of the content. We don't share the whole content. We share the value. We tell you the why behind the topic. We tell you the what behind the topic, but the how. If you want to know the how, you know exactly how to join us. You go to clearandconquer.com/goals to get more information about that. So without any further ado, today's topic is about
time management, time creation. Actually,
Alexander.
what most people say is time management, but the fact is that you can't really. It's impossible to manage and balance and have the perfect system, perfect this. We call it time creation, okay? Because you want to create more time in your life. And there are lots of ways to do this. And that's exactly what we're going to be sharing with you. This is the guide on how to create more time in your life and why it is so important. But first, I want to give you the definition of time itself, okay? It's a very deep definition, so be ready for this. It is the indefinite, continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future regarded as a whole. Okay, think about that. Like, time is regarded as a whole. Think of how far back time went and how much more time is left. It's literally infinite, okay? And if you think about it, even time itself, like 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 5 o'clock, was completely made up by humans. So it is all just illusion in itself, which is exactly why we're going to show you how to create more of it in your life for the priorities, for the more important things. Because it's not very fun when you feel like you don't have enough time. In fact, have you told yourself that you don't have enough time for a new career, right? Do you not have enough time to start a business? Do you not have enough time with your spouse? Okay, are you telling yourself those things? Because if you are, they will most likely become true. So, why don't you have enough time? What is the first reason why people don't have enough time, Mariam?
Yeah, so before I go into that, because I work in corporate, so I just want to mention this very quickly before we go to the first point.
Yes.
Anticipation. So if you guys worked in corporate, I'm sure at some point you heard about take a time management course. We're gonna send you. I took it. I was one of those victims who went to a time management course. Right? There is no such thing as time management because you do not manage time. Whether you cannot say stop and the time stops. It doesn't stop. It doesn't wait for you. Life doesn't wait for you. Time doesn't wait for you. Right? So if you have been hearing about the word time management, it doesn't exist. It's not even there. So throw that terminology off the window and replace it with time creation.
Yes.
So going back to the question that Alex mentioned to me, asked already here, why don't you have time? The number one reason you don't have time is because you keep telling yourself, I don't have time. I don't have it. And guess what? When you repeat something in your head, you believe it. Oh my God, let's start a new business. I don't have time. Let me go ahead and develop myself. I don't have time. Let me go ahead and spend more time with my spouse. I don't have time. Let me go ahead and go out with the kids. I don't have time. مشغول. I'm busy, you know. And when the more you say that about yourself, the more it gets engraved into your mind. And the more it gets engraved into your mind, the more you believe it. That's why you don't have time. Because you've been telling yourself, I don't have time for a very long time, right? Imagine you've been saying this all your life, since you've been in college, since you've been in school, since you've been working. Maybe you've been working for 20 years now. And you've been telling yourself, I do not have time. you might as well don't have time. Exactly. Whatever you tell yourself is true. So that's the number one reason. People think that they don't have time because they kept telling themselves for a very long time that they don't have time.
It's crazy. It is absolutely insane. And
Yeah.
you might not like what I'm about to say here, okay? But you are literally lying to yourself when you say you don't have any time. It is so irrelevant. Doesn't the sun rise and the sun set for you as well? Like, don't you have the same 24 hours as ourselves, as the person producing the show, William at Purple Circle? Okay. Do you have the same 24 hours? Of course, yes. And by the way, we all have excuses. We all have all these things that we can come up with to have an excuse of we don't have time. Okay, but it's all those excuses that you're programming your mind with that are going to lead to you not even reaching your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things our mentor has told us is your excuses may be legit. Okay, they may be legit, but they're not going to improve the quality of your life.
Exactly.
Never. Okay? Excuses will never improve the quality of your life, ever. Yeah. Okay? This doesn't do anything. So when you keep on telling yourself over and over anything in your life, whether it's good or bad, it will keep on occurring. And it starts it starts programming your subconscious mind, which is what we operate 95% of our life on.
Right.
95%. So think about that. If you keep on telling yourself you don't have time, you will continue to not have any time. Okay? So number 2, why don't you have any time? Like, why is it that you don't have enough time? Or so you tell yourself, right?
Right.
Well, think about it. Are you wasting time? Okay? Like, you tell yourself that your family is important, that it would be really amazing to have a career that you actually like, to start a business, all of these things. But at the same exact time, you're watching Netflix for 2 hours a day. You're on your phone scrolling through social media of someone else's dreams for 4 hours a day. Okay, you're living someone else's life through social media. That is what social media is. It's looking at someone else's life. Okay. Now you can obviously follow some amazing channels. Like, that's what we do. You can follow Clear and Conquer Live. We're not going to be just doing all these flashy things and being like, oh, this is the life. This is what it's all about. And we tell you the truth. Okay, we tell you the truth, and sometimes you might not like it.
Exactly.
Okay, so really what you should be doing is evaluating what you're spending your time on, because more than likely for anyone on this planet, to be honest, there's things you're doing as time wasters.
100%. 100%. And here's the other thing as well. I'm going to say something also that might irritate a lot of you. Wasting time doesn't have to be on social media. Maybe you've been wasting your time in the wrong career.
Ooh, yeah.
You've been doing it. And you're trying to justify yourself because, oh my God, I'm in this career because I don't have a choice. Well, in fact, that you're coming up with an excuse that not to go ahead and look after something better. You're wasting your time. Many of you guys are willingly going to a job that you hate for 40 years, that wasted time.
Wow.
to save for a retirement that you will not get into maybe. How do you know you're going to even get to a retirement? Like, imagine you're going to get to retirement by 60 and then you're going to have another maybe 15, 20 years to live. Is this how you're going to live the rest of your life? And many of you guys are living like that. You're wasting your time at a job that you don't even like because you are scared of looking out somewhere else because you say, I don't have the time to go look somewhere else, right? So this is what I just wanted to add here. You are wasting your time at a job that you don't even like because you don't even know what it is. And the answer is find your purpose. That's why I talk to people about it, but then it flies over their heads. When I say find your purpose, you need to know why you are here to find the right career for your life.
100%. That's an amazing point, honestly. And I know that both of us were literally in the wrong career for a lot of our lives.
Yes.
So it's not fun, and you're like frustrated half the time. You're thinking about quitting, but then you retreat, and then you think about quitting. I actually should go find my career, and then you stop for some reason.
Right.
Okay, you give up, and that's called quitting. Okay, so don't quit. Like, actually figure out a plan and a way to get yourself out of that situation. Like you don't actually have time to waste. Like, that's wasting time.
Wow.
Okay, so I would love if you would love to share number 3.
Oh yeah, number 3, the third reason the third reason you don't have enough time is because your calendar is not full. Your calendar has empty spots. This is what we learned also straight from our mentor Grant, right? Your calendar is empty. Grant literally says, if you want to see the devil, have empty space in your calendar. He will show up. I wish if you guys can join us in the accountability group, which you still can. We're gonna show our accountability group how do we not allow a space in the how we don't allow empty space in the calendar. From the minute we wake up in the morning until we go to sleep at night, it is full. It's full of activities. Okay, it's full of activity. So here is the thing, guys. If you want to join our accountability group, you can go to clearandconquer.com/goals, and in that link, you guys will be finding all the details for you to join us to go ahead and execute, because Clear and Conquer Life is pretty much awareness and information. The execution happens in our accountability group. So we have everything there, and every single activity, big or small, it's in the calendar. Because we know that if we don't put something in the calendar, if it's not full with appointments, with tasks, with things that we need to do, it doesn't matter what it is, going to the store, shopping, traveling, it's all in the calendar. Even, for example, if Alex and I say we're going to go from one place to another in Miami, we say it's a driving time. But what do we do during the driving time, right? Maybe we call people, maybe we prospect, maybe we talk to some partners. We do something during that half an hour. We don't just go ahead and like, oh my God, let's go to the beach. I want to take some videos by the beach. Oh my goodness, why do it is everything is systematic and everything is in the calendar. So if you are, the reason you are not having enough time is because your calendar is not full. Your calendar is not full. Your calendar is empty. It's empty. You want the proof? Some of you guys went back to work after the Eid holiday. What did you do? You don't even remember what you have to do at work. You don't know what is going on in the calendar. But have you known, you could have done something about it. So why don't you have enough time? Because you have a lot of white space in the calendar. Your life is just going by the flow like that. I know, so you have something to say about this.
No, yeah, 100%. Like if you want to see the devil, like our mentor Grant Cardone says, put white space in the calendar. Like this is something that's so important. And we are actually going to be showing our accountability group like how to create more time, which is really squeezing it. And like this is something that when we weren't doing this, we were like having the devil appear in between us.
Oh,
okay.
Yes.
Like it will, for sure. If you don't have a direction of where you're going, you aren't going to get very much done. And at the end of the day, most likely you're going to feel like you didn't get much done. Like if you felt like you accomplished so many things, most likely you got so many things done because you were squeezing time.
Right.
But most people don't have anything on their calendar, which is crazy, because when you don't, you're not even going to know where to be going during the day. You're going to be extremely confused. And where there's confusion, there is failure.
100%.
Okay? Where there's confusion, there's failure. Okay, so do not fail by creating more time in your life.
Yeah.
And like when you don't have that full calendar, that's definitely going to happen.
Yes.
Okay. So number four is not having clear, defined goals and targets. Why do you keep on telling yourself you don't have any time for anything? It's because you don't even know what your goals and targets are. And goals are something that's, for a short definition, it's long-term. It's something that is really big that you want to achieve that has to do with your definite purpose in life. Okay, the reason for your existence. So a goal could be something such as, I want to help 1 million kids with education. I want to help 1 billion kids with education. I want to empower 1 million women. I want to be the greatest dad I possibly can on this planet. Like I want to be the best dad on this planet. Okay, I want to dominate my space, my industry. I dominate my space in my industry. Okay, so these are all goals, and that's great. Like, and those are just examples. Okay, but when you come to the targets, you don't even have your goals, but the targets, nothing. You don't know what you're doing during the day, and that is going to create more confusion. Like if you don't know what target you're supposed to hit, like, okay, I guess I'll do 5 phone calls today, right? Or I'll say one nice thing to Miriam, and I think our marriage will stay put, right? Our marriage should stay put just off of one nice comment a day. That's all it's going to take, right? Wrong. Obviously wrong. You have to have big goals, massive goals, overwhelming goals, so your problems are smaller in comparison. And then you have to have clear defined goals. Like none of you have this because none of us were taught to do it, of course.
Yeah.
So in my accountability group, one thing that we do is we make sure that people are clearly defined, okay? And that's something we're gonna go over in a little bit here, but the reason why you don't have time is because you don't have clearly defined goals. They're not, and they're also not big enough. Is another piece that I'd like to mention.
And I know you're gonna mention it later on, but again, we put random goals. We don't know which goal it is, and that's why we don't even feel excited or motivated to even do them. So Alex is gonna talk about this in a bit, but I just wanted to mention that because I remember goals, Alex, that I used to put, and I was not excited about them, and I was literally wasting time doing that. Even like it's a task at work that you don't even want to do. It's not even exciting for you. When I wasn't like an accountant for like a very long time, right? I was like 8 years in accounting. I did 5 years of accounting in college. Imagine 13 years of my life gone. 1/3 of my life gone like that, doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. And many of you guys are in that hole right now, and you think, yes, oh my gosh, no, my story is different than Maryam Al Ali. Are you happy with your job? Are you happy going to work after that Eid holiday? You should be happy. You should be. If not, you have to look inside and understand that you are not doing something worthy with your time.
100%. No, 100%. And so just you have to ask yourself these questions and first become aware of everything we're talking about, because this is why you don't have any time. Okay. And there's a difference between being urgent and then saying you don't have any time, because if you're just saying that, you have to realize and acknowledge, okay, like this has to become a reality to you that everybody on this planet, on planet Earth, has the same 24 hours, the same 365 days, the same expected life expectancy, or similar, right? Like it's very similar expectancies, right? Like very similar. And this is just something you have to really realize, because if you're telling yourself this, it's going to become true. Okay, number 5, fifth reason why you don't have enough time is because you are surrounded with people who are saying the same exact thing as you are. So you start to believe it because everybody else around you is also saying they don't have enough time.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh, you're right, we don't have enough time. Screw it, I'm just going to work this job for 30 more years. And, I don't really have enough time to start a business. I got my kids, I got my wife I have to take care of, I have to provide for the family, I have to do all of this. So you know what? I just don't have time. And at the same exact time, you're doing number 2, where you're wasting time on Netflix, on Hulu, scrolling through social media. You're wasting time at a job that you hate.
Right.
Okay? That is crazy, because that is literally 30, 40, 50, 60 years of your life.
100%.
And the 50 and 60 ain't going to be your choice, because you're not going to have enough money at that point, like the average person. Okay? You won't even have a choice when you're 65, like most people. Okay? Because most likely you're on track. Like most likely, unless you're not, you're on track to be just like everybody else, which 82% of people don't have enough money to retire. Okay? So when they're 65, they're actually forced to keep on working. They don't even have a choice, even though they thought they would for 30 years.
Right.
Okay? So it's a complete trap. Okay? And then the people around you are in that trap as well. You have to realize that. They're in the same trap. They're in the same hamster wheel, spinning in one place and not moving anywhere. Okay? Right. And they're like, oh, eventually I will have enough money to do that. Eventually I'm going to have enough time. Eventually. And maybe next year. Okay. One thing that William said the other day, our producer William here with Purple Circle, you should definitely go give him a follow, by the way, is if you keep on making decisions like that, or if you have been making decisions like this in the past, how do you expect your future to change? Like, have you been making the same decisions that have led you to this point?
Right.
Like, have your decisions led you to this point? Yes or no? It's a yes or no answer. If you answered yes, that the decisions you've made up until this point have brought you here, where you keep on saying all these things. I don't have any money. I don't have any time. I have to go do this before I do this. Then how do you expect your life to change? Like, how do you expect anything to change if you keep on making the same decisions and not changing those decisions? You have to change something. Okay? You have to. Otherwise, you will be stuck just like everybody else.
100%. So again, think about it, guys. When it comes to you wasting your time, when it comes to you, when you are surrounded with the wrong people as well, who are also wasting time, they validate it for you. They are wasting time. You're also wasting time. Oh, everybody's doing it. Why do I have to do something more? You know. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And William said, how long will you allow how long will you allow for your decision-making process to dictate your success?
Right.
And it's exactly right. Like when you don't know your purpose, when you don't know something, you aren't going to be able to make the decision on it. Like you're going to be missing a piece of information. Like if you don't know the reason for your existence, most likely you're going to make wrong decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
Miriam says this all the time. When people find their purpose, they can actually start making the right decisions in their life because they are now aligned with something.
100%.
If you're aligned with your couch, you're going to watch Netflix. Okay.
100%.
That's what most people are aligned with, their couch. Okay. So the next piece that I'm going to have Miriam share here is what can we do about it, right?
Yeah, exactly. So after we talk to you guys about the reasons you do that, so let's tell you why. What can you do about that? Like how, like what is the process? Not the how. Again, the how is with our accountability group. If you want to join our exclusive group, you can go to clearandconquer.com/goals. So the first thing that you should consider when you want to go ahead and want to create more time is you need to condition your mind. You need to condition your mind. Like, what does that mean? See, like maybe for a very long time you've been telling yourself, I don't have time. So you really don't have time. But then when you say, I am the creator of my time, it's different. It's different. It's like, because now you're taking ownership of the time. The minute you catch yourself, you say, I don't have time, it means that you don't even know where you're headed in life in general. That's why you're going to be even wasting more time. So condition your mind to say, I am a creator of my time. I am the one who creates my time. I'm the one who is responsible and in control of my time. In the accountability group, we're going to show you how, right? So this is what you should do about it. The how is going to be the accountability group. So think about it, guys. Like there's a beautiful poem called Invictus. It says, I am the captain of my fate. I am the captain of my fate. I am the master of my soul. Right? So it's ownership. Do you own it? I mean, I stopped saying I don't have time for a very long time. No such thing as I don't have time. It's a matter of priorities. You don't manage your time, you manage your priorities. That's what you do. And if you don't manage your priorities, guess what? You're going to keep on falling behind and behind and behind. Why, Alexander? For example, I'll give an example. I had a friend, herself and I were the same age right now, okay? We went to college, we graduated same year, 2009. And she wanted to do her PhD, and master's and PhD. And because she thought that she would have time, she didn't even finish her master's, she didn't even finish her PhD. And she told me, Mariam, how did you do it? I'm like, it was a priority. Because I'm going to tell you, see people in your life right now, they're successful. They're more successful than you. They are more successful than you. But yet, both of you guys grew up in the same neighborhood, went to the same schools and everything else. What made them ahead of you is because they know exactly what they're doing with their lives. When you just allow everybody else to toss you around, you don't control your own life, you don't control your own time. And you keep yourself keep saying, I don't have time. So as a result, you will not have time.
100%. So here's the thing. You have to do something about it. Okay. Like Miriam said, like Miriam decided to take action and do something about it. There has to be a what. The first thing, obviously, you have to recognize that there's something that you need to overcome. Okay. So that's what we talked about, the why. What do? You have to start creating more time. Okay. You have to condition your mind, because what I was telling myself, what I was conditioning myself, I said the same thing. And I did it for a lot of other things that we don't need to get into. But I kept on telling myself, I don't have time to start a business. Even though I've already had a business when I was 13. I don't have time to get married. I was telling myself that too. And now I'm married, by the way. This is my wife, my beautiful wife, that we are highly aligned with, with what we're doing. I kept on telling myself, I don't have enough time to fill in the blank. Right? Fill in the blank for yourself. What do you keep on saying you don't have enough time for? What are you putting off? Like stop the madness. If you actually want to get better and you're a good person, are you a good person? Do you want to get better? Like, do you want to grow? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to be in a career that you hate? I'm pretty sure the last one is no, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do something about it, and you have to start telling yourself that you are the creator of your time, like Miriam said, because if you don't, you are never going to move forward. Like, you are going to stay stuck like this, like you are right now, for the next 30 years of your life.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else. Most people, I should say, not everybody.
Right.
Just like most people on this planet. They're stuck. And that's why you need to get the right information. That's why you need to have someone hold you accountable. That's why you need to have people like Miriam in your life, like William that's producing the show. Like, you have to get surrounded with the right people. You have to get the right information. And then you have to go ahead and execute on it.
Right.
So stop the madness. Stop telling yourself you don't have any time, and start saying you're the creator of your time, okay? And then the second piece of what to do is literally, like we talked about, having a full calendar, okay?
Changed our life.
Filling the calendar full of activities. Now, what activities? That is what we're literally going to help my accountability group for, okay? It's a very exclusive group where we hold them accountable for 365 days, every single day of the year. Every day I'm holding them accountable, and they get mentorship weekly, and they get Q&A, exclusive Q&A. So they get to ask us questions. You would be able to ask questions you have in your head right now, immediately that day.
And they also get gifts. Like there we have winners every single month, and we like distribute like gifts worthy of $7,000, $8,000 as well for them, because which is again worth of coaching and private mentorship for them, for the biggest winners in the group.
100%.
I just wanted to throw that out.
I appreciate that. Yes, we do that because we really appreciate when people are. It's rewarded based off of action.
100%.
Yeah, and we are teaching them this Sunday how to actually create that ideal calendar. Because here's the thing: if you allow the devil in the calendar, if you allow white space in the calendar, you will find the devil. Like, how many times have you gotten bored? And what happens when you get bored?
100%.
Nothing good. Nothing. So filling your calendar is something that is literally critical to not falling into the devil's traps. Okay, not falling into life's traps. There's all of these traps that most people fall into. You have to get yourself out of it. We're literally in the middle of a recession right now. It's not a joke, okay? Like, this is something that needs to be taken very seriously. All of these people are worried about gas prices. You should be worried about how you create more. Like, that's what you should be worried about, because if you can out-create all of these problems, you won't have those problems anymore. Now, of course, you'll have problems just like everybody else, but they're not going to be the same ones that you're going to have that you had 10 years ago and then 10 years from now. You don't want the same problems, okay? So create time in the calendar, plump full of activities that are high producing activities, and then obviously high priority activities, even your family, okay? Even put your family time into the calendar, okay? So number 3.
Yeah, the number 3 for you to go ahead and make sure that you are doing something to create time is, if you know you don't own your time and you cannot do it, or you have a lot of things going on in your life that is stopping you from doing that, here's what we would like you to do. Get someone to hold you accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And this someone, I prefer that's not family, because family can go always easy on you. A friend can also go easy on you, right? I hear people say, oh my God, I understand accountability now. I'm going to ask my sister to hold me accountable. The reason you're not producing is because you are hanging out with your sister who want to go shopping all the time. How will she hold you accountable?
That's a really good point.
Exactly. Like, some people think they want someone to hold them accountable from family and friends. Your family and friends, they love you. So if I cannot even imagine telling one of my friends to hold me accountable. Why, Miriam? It's okay. Yeah, what you didn't go to the gym today? Habibti, if you did, you should be fine. Don't worry about it. It's good. It's good. I'm telling you, get a stranger to hold you accountable. Will you go to the gym, huh? Who holds you accountable? Get a personal trainer. Because if I go with Alex, for example, and be like, oh my God, Alex, why me? Are you okay, baby? It's okay.
I don't do that.
You don't do that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. He's like, one more. He's like, one more, yalla, on the treadmill, 45 minutes. But you know, Alex is different. But my point is, it's different when you get a personal trainer who will push you harder than getting someone, a family or a friend, who will not push you as hard, because they have this bonding with you and they don't want to hurt your feelings. You know, they don't want to hurt your feelings. I remember having a personal trainer. Wallah, she was killing me. She
Same
would
here.
not have any mercy on me, right? That's when you get results, you know. So you need someone to hold you accountable with your time. By the way, this is something we do. We hold people accountable privately. This is one program we have that we hold people accountable privately. We do it one to one, right? And many people like they don't like it. Oh my God, Maryam, not every day. Why did you get irritated? Isn't it the reason you wanted me to do it to push you further? You will not go anywhere if you keep doing the same thing, the same old thing. You know? So that's what I wanted to mention here about have someone hold you accountable. You need someone to hold you accountable toward the goals that you want to go ahead and accomplish.
100%. And that is exactly why I created this accountability group, by the way. Some people do put things in their calendar and then they never follow through on it.
Oh my gosh,
never.
That's a big problem too. Yeah.
100%. So obviously we're going to show you how to create the ideal calendar and squeeze your time, but obviously as well, you have to have someone holding you accountable, because if you don't and try to do things by yourself, first question, how's that going for you right now? Like, what kind of results are you actually getting? Or did you already give up on your dreams like most people at the age of 7? Did you give up on your dreams? Because you were dreaming at one point, remember? Remember at 7 years old when you wanted to be whatever it is, an astronaut or a nurse, or own the football stadium, be a football player, own a hotel on the Las Vegas Strip, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, you probably gave up on that dream because other people suppressed that dream. Other people pushed it down. Like, oh no, that's impossible. You can't own those many things. Only lucky people do. Only people with all of these gifts do things like that. And that is further from the truth than it possibly could be. Okay, and then the second thing, like, do you have someone holding you accountable? Do you have someone pushing you to the next level? Being like, hey, did you complete this? Like, hey, like, what are you guys doing today? What's going on? Like, if you have the right people holding you accountable and the right influence, you're gonna start doing bigger things. But if you keep on having someone hold you accountable, like Maryam said, that is also like average, not aligned with your goals, nothing's gonna happen for you, I promise you. Like, absolutely nothing is going to happen. So what I have found is being held accountable is critical to my success. And that is why I created the group, because I know that people also need that as well. I know that they have tried to do it by themselves. They've tried to use the information they had, and they've tried to start a business, and for some reason, nothing's working out for them. So that's why I created this group, because this works so well for Maryam and myself. We had 6 people holding us accountable, and now it's just us. And I wanted to create a place where I could hold you accountable every single day to your goals and your targets, so you can get the results that you actually deserve in life instead of just the ones that everybody else is telling you to achieve.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for that, Alex.
Yes.
And here is the thing, guys. Like, I've seen the progress in this group. Like, I've seen it. I've seen people progressing with it. I've seen people actually, like, from someone who had no confidence to having confidence. I've seen it people like thinking about acquiring a business, and then they do. I've seen people opening businesses, and then I see people just sharing wins. Like, they say, "Oh my God, we did this today. We did this today." And they share it in the group, and imagine what happened when they put it out there. They actually see, oh my God, we accomplished something. And what happens is also they get to celebrate that win with someone else who get inspired to do that as well.
100%. And the last thing, thank you for sharing that, by the way. The last thing that we want to show you of what to do is literally having complete, okay? I said complete clarity on your goals and your targets. And it would be safe to say, actually, complete clarity on your purpose too. Okay, because if you don't know the reason for your existence, it's going to be a very confusing life for you. Trust me. Okay, we've both been in that spot. So having complete clarity on your goals and your targets is going to actually put you in a place so you know where you're headed towards. Like, if you don't know where you're going, just like when you're driving your car, right? And you're without your GPS and you're going to a completely new destination, and there's no signs, by the way, in this fantasy. Okay, or not fantasy, this reality. Okay, there's no signs, no turn signals, like it's a gravel road through a whole bunch of trees. Already, you're probably getting confused right now. I know I am. I don't even know what's going on now. right? So you have to have direction. You have to have the GPS. You have to have some signs that are actually showing you the right direction. You have to have the right information on the GPS, and you have to have a direction where you're going. If you don't have that, life is going to be very confusing, and you're not going to have the confidence to make the right decisions. Okay, just like Miriam always says, when you find your purpose, you stop going after what you want and you start going after what you deserve.
100%.
And you can also finally make the right decisions in your life. Like, if you keep on making the wrong ones, there's a reason for that. So having complete clarity on your goals and your targets is going to enable you to have confidence of what you're moving towards. When things get really tough, when things get really hard, because they will, no matter what you're doing in life,
100%.
You're going to remember what you were actually doing in the first place. But for those of you that don't have any of this, you're just going to quit, because you're going to be like, well, it's not even worth it.
Right.
What do I need that money for anyways? What do I need that career for? I'm making good money. You're going to start justifying and judging yourself. Okay, that you're going to start making excuses is what's going to happen. So having complete clarity is going to actually have a direction, and then you can have daily targets that you can hit that is going to achieve that goal, and therefore your purpose.
Exactly. So here's the thing, guys. Like, no, it's again, by the end of the day, it is your choice. Do you want to create more time or not? Because here's the thing: after this life, you guys will go to your old environment with people who hang out with, and they don't even value time. You're gonna go back to your job and be like, oh my god, you know what? It pays the bills. You know, I'm good. You know, why do I even have to? Zain, okay, at least I have my 401k, I have my retirement account. Okay, good. So why do I have to do that? Why do I have to do what Miriam and Alex are telling us? First of all, we're not telling people to do anything. We're talking to the people, the few, not the many. We're talking to the few who wants to create time because they have so many dreams and so many ambitions. They want to go ahead and do something about it. If you guys want to do something about it, you will take this. I hope you guys will be taking notes, because if you're not taking notes, I promise you, you're gonna say, "Oh, I'll watch the recording." You later on, you will not watch the recording. You will not. I mean, and if you do, you're gonna be distracted too. So if you're not having a pen and a paper right now and you're writing, I promise you, you're just there, but you're not really there, right? And you literally wasted your time for the past 40 minutes we've been with you guys. So here is the thing. The reason we know about goals and targets is because there is the bigger picture. There is purpose, missions, goals, and targets. And what many people do, we are actually putting targets. PhD is a target. It's not even a goal. Okay? And losing 10 pounds is not even a goal. It's a target. Okay? Getting a degree it's a target. It's not a goal. Your goals are much bigger than that. Your goals doesn't even have an end date. They evolve related to a mission that is related to a bigger purpose. And many people, 95% of people do not know their purpose, and 5% of the 5%, they only live their purpose. What do I mean by the 5% of the 5%? The 5% of the 5% who find their purpose are the ones who actually have the courage to go ahead and do something with their time instead of it being wasted. 100%. They create time. I create time. I cannot, for example, we have these calls and deals and trainings with Dubai. Here, maybe it's at 3 or 4 in the morning. Will not say, oh my God, it's so early. Can we do it later? Can we do it at 9 p.m. in Miami time because we're going to go to sleep? No, we create time, okay? Go to sleep at 10, wake up at 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning, right? You do it. This is what the dreams are. Many of us wants to go after our dreams, but we're not willing to sacrifice. We'll hold on to everything. You cannot go anywhere. Hold on to everything. Certain people needs to go. Certain habits needs to go, and maybe a location needs to be changed. Many of you guys do not change your location because you want to be close to your house. It's a thing I saw in UAE. You know, opportunities in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai, and people do want to go there. Oh, it's far. It's far from my house. It's far from my town. I don't want to waste time on the road, but yet you waste time on Netflix. Again, it's not about managing time, it's managing priorities. So what are the goals that you have in your life that is aligned with your purpose? Because of them, you are creating time willingly because you know that your life matters. Every single minute matters. And one thing I would like to share from Jesse Exler, I love that quote. He says, until you understand your relationship with time, you will not act with urgency. You will not. You'll be like, oh, I have time, until you don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
When are you going to be going after your dreams? When you are 40 or 50? I remember some people telling me, oh, start your business when you retire. At least you're gonna have security. I'm like, so I'm gonna be, it didn't even hit my head. I'm like, so you want me to waste 40, 50 years of my life waiting for me to get some kind of a security, for me to go after my dream? By that time I will be like 50 or 55. Why? It didn't make any sense to me. And many of you guys, you think you have time, but until you don't. Maybe you wait until your children grow up. That's 20, 25 years from now. Oh, I'll wait until the kids get married. And then the kids will bring you their children. So you're going to be a grandma who they bring you their children to your house. So when are you going to work on your dreams and your ambitions? And then without you even noticing, it's 70. You're 78 years old. And at that time, you'll be remembering Maryam and Alexander telling you, create more time.
100%. It's actually crazy because like most people just they don't have an alignment with this. Like they just don't know. And when you don't know, you're just going to be confused. And confusion is going to create failure. Okay, so creating more time in your life, like for the actual prioritized things, like if you keep on saying that your family is so important, wouldn't it be good for you to create some more time for your family instead of you going to a job that you hate and then bringing all that hate and being mad at your boss? Your boss did this, my employee did this to me, and you're bringing that home. Okay, like that is what's happening. So you're actually working much more than that because you're using all of that energy at the end of the day to complain, moan, complain more, and then moan some more.
Right.
And you're bringing it home to your family, and the only time that you enjoy is like Saturday and Sunday, which is only 2 out of 7 of the days. So you're living for the weekend, which is this much of your life, okay? And you're working most of your life to live for the weekend. Like most people just have it backwards, but it's also what everybody's telling us to do. Like, oh, can't you wait for that? I can't wait for the weekend. And that's what you're hearing at work too, by the way. Oh, I can't wait for Friday. Is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet? Oh my gosh, I'm just living the dream. And that they're being sarcastic, living the dream.
Right.
And you just hear all these sarcastic remarks. That's what's being promoted to you because that's the environment that you put yourself in.
Yes.
So you actually shouldn't even be complaining because you're the one that applied for that job. You're the one that chose to be there, and you're the one that continues to choose to be there. And if you want anything great in your life, you are going to have to take a risk on yourself. Okay? Like you have to take some risk on yourself. And it is going to be scary. It's going to be uncomfortable. But you will not be conquering your dreams in the comfort of anything, especially sitting on the couch in your home. Okay?
Yes.
Like that, no dreams are created by sitting on your couch in the home. Okay? Or by sitting in a very comfortable place. It is created by pushing yourself through uncomfortable situations, taking a risk and shot on yourself, and having this massive belief in yourself, and using that time to create something much bigger than yourself. Like that is when people do really big things. They don't do it by having a 4.0 GPA. Some of them do, right? 4.0 GPA, having everything figured out, having a perfect life, having money, having time. They don't talk about these things. They talk about, hey, what can I do with my time to create more in my life for myself, for my family, for God, for my community, for my church, and for the things that matter most in my life. Those are the questions they're asking themselves.
Wow.
Not why don't I have enough time?
Right.
Oh my gosh, why is this happening to me? Why is it like this? It's always like this. And my boss hates me. Like I don't know why my boss hates me. And my employees, they just don't seem to like me.
Right.
You're putting that out into the universe, not them. Okay? You're the one that's making that choice. You are promoting that to yourself every day. And you're bringing it home to your family, like I said.
Yeah. Wow.
So stop the madness and start creating more time, squeezing time, and then actually have a plan on how you are going to achieve your dreams. Because it's not going to happen tomorrow, by the way. It's going to be consistent marathon, not a sprint, a consistent marathon of hitting your goals and your targets every single day. Hitting your targets every single day.
100%. It's a very deep topic that we don't talk about. But again, we guys shared with you why you're not doing it and what you should do to overcome that. The how again for the people who are serious about taking this to the next level, we're gonna help you week by week, day by day, right? All what you need to do is to go to clearandconquer.com/goals, because if you enjoyed this, imagine what's gonna happen when you have the workbook, when you're gonna have that exclusive group, when you have that recording, and in that recording, you're gonna get, like, by the way, these recordings are for life. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna show you exactly what to do to create time, and this is what we do for our accountability group. It's a group of exclusive people who want to do something bigger, okay? Who want to go ahead and accomplish something more in their life. So if you guys feel like this is something that will be beneficial for you, if you have found value in this 45 minutes we've been with you guys, imagine what's going to happen when you spend the 365 days with us.
Yes.
My voice, sorry.
That's okay. And one more thing I want to add is, if you're trying to find things in your life, like the dreams, they're not where you're currently looking. I had to actually get in the right community to even find Miriam. Okay, I had to get in the right group of friends. I had to start changing in order to even find someone like Miriam. Okay, and I am so proud to have her as my wife now. I am blessed. Okay, God brought us together, but I actually had to go and change. I couldn't just be like, "Oh, God, help me," and then I don't do anything. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, you have to listen and then actually go execute what he's telling you to do. So by getting in the right community, by taking a risk on myself, by moving all the way out of my state, out of my comfort zone. I've never moved in my life. I've always been in little North Dakota. And once I actually chose to move to Florida, where all the opportunity is right now, by the way, for everybody that, there's a ton of opportunity down here. I had to go move somewhere that I was completely uncomfortable, didn't know anyone. Okay, knew a couple people, but that's about it, right? My family, my friends, they're back home. I had to get out of my comfort zone. I had to take a risk on myself. I had to go create a business in order to even get someone like Miriam's attention. Okay, like she's not going. She has goals and ambitions herself. She's not going to just wait for me while I'm in North Dakota. I had to go move somewhere. I had to go change. I had to go do something else, and then I got to marry the woman of my dreams, like someone that is just so special. She always pushes me harder. She's always holding me accountable. I hold her accountable, right?
I don't like it sometimes.
It's uncomfortable. Like, like both of us get very uncomfortable, and it's just something really special. And so, in order to get the special things in your life, the most blissful, amazing things in your life, you have to stop with the excuses. You have to start creating time, and you actually have to take a risk on yourself.
100%. And here is the thing, guys. You moved from North Dakota. I had to leave from Gewin.
Yes.
Okay. I didn't stay in Gewin, right? I didn't stay.
Which is in UAE.
It's in the United Arab. It's Gewin, Fidayt Gewin.
Yes.
You know, Gewin is my hometown. It's where I was born and everything. But I wanted to see the world. He wanted to see the world. Imagine if I didn't come. I've been coming to the United States since 2008 for events, conferences, for my PhDs and the 10X communities, the trainings here. I was coming here for the past 14 years, since 2008 with Zayed University. Shout out to ZU, right? And then after, have I not done that? Have I not made that kind of sacrifice, if you like? I wouldn't have found Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that the man I will find will not be will not happen to me when I'm sitting. I have to move somewhere, and the intention was not to marry someone, but I knew, like, if I'm going to go through a path that is my path, that is my purpose, that's going to be taking me somewhere that I deserve, God is going to be sending me someone. I already had that idea in my head. I knew I'm going to meet him in an event. I just knew it. I don't know if I ever told you that.
Uh-uh.
I knew that the person I will marry, I will meet him at an event. You know, I will not meet him at the mall. I will not meet him at the coffee shop. I will not meet him at wrong places. You know, that's why I've never hang out in bars and clubs and stuff like that by choice.
Which, by the way, that's a strong intention, saying she's going to meet this person at an event.
Yeah, I was very but not every time. Like, I would, and then it was at the back of my head, and whenever I would go to events, I'm not gonna say, oh, I didn't find him. But the intention was, I'm gonna be in an environment where my significant other will be. That was the intention. He will be there. Okay? And when people were telling me, oh, a lot of time passed, Marian. Oh my God, how old are you? You are above 30. In my culture, I'm like 16 now. Like in the Arab culture, when you get over 30, it's like you are expired, right? And I'm like, and I've always been so confident in myself with that, because I'm like, who is someone to tell me my time is worthy of something, or I'm in a certain age and I'm worthy of something? I've never bought into that, right? And then I'm like, and by the way, I am older than Alex. Okay, I'm older than him. But that was not a reason for us not to get together. Time is a squeeze between us. Even the decision for us to be together, we literally squeezed time. We didn't say, oh my God, later, until we go back, until my family comes in. Oh my gosh, that's going to be time wasted. And we didn't want to waste any time. We wanted to make decisions that bring our dreams and ambitions and purpose together. So what happened with our purpose is that it got amplified because we choose to squeeze time and not to waste it.
100%. And one more thing to add is there's nothing wrong with the place that you're at right now. Okay, it's not like there's anything wrong with it, or like I love North Dakota. She loves Omagawayne.
Of course.
Like there's opportunity everywhere, but like it's where the comfort is. It's where you grew up. It's what you're so familiar with. Like if you're from a big city, maybe you're from Florida, by the way. Maybe you have to move out of Florida. Okay. Like where that comfort is, that's where your comfort is. That's why Grant, our mentor, always says never buy a home, because that is where your bed is. You're not going to be creating your dreams in that home. And by the way, it's an anchor.
Yes.
You have to go paint the place. You have to redo the flooring. And maybe you say you don't have to redo the flooring, but guess what you end up doing? You end up redoing the kitchen. You end up remodeling the whole place. You end up doing all of this stuff, which is fun, right? It's fun, but it's not going to actually create enough time to blow up like into a really big, massive thing that you were created for. Like it's not going to actually, it's just not going to, like you're not going to be able to blow up that big if you keep on sitting there anyways. So here's the thing. We've talked about a lot and we want to show you even more, but you have to make the choices. You have to make these decisions in your life, these life-changing decisions to do more in your life. That is the first thing. You actually have to make a decision. And then you have to commit to it, which means actually backing it up with time, money, and energy. Okay. So if you don't do that, you're not even committed. You like maybe you've made a decision to start a business, but then you gave up, you retreated, you quit. Okay. So once you make a decision, you have to actually follow through on it. Okay. And what we have is an accountability group. It's clearandconquer.com/goals, clearandconquer.com/goals. And this is where I hold you accountable every single day. And then every single week, you get to be mentored by both of us. You literally get the both of us. And that is pretty remarkable because we both have so much experience and knowledge and information that we can help you with to blow up your life as well, like we have done for ourselves. And here's the thing, you have to make this decision, okay? And you can reach out to us. We can give you more information, whatever you need. But you have to make this decision.
Right.
Okay? Because it's going to start with that. It's not going to just be some magical thing. You have to make a decision. You have to make a commitment. And then you actually have to follow through on it and do what we're recommending, like whether it's finding your purpose or hitting your targets.
Right. Or something else as well. Mm-hmm. So with that, I think this gets us to the end of the session today.
It does.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining our Clear and Conquer Live. Today's topic was about time creation. So we spoke about the reason why you assume that you don't have time. And then we also spoke about what you can do about this. We come to you guys every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Dubai time. That's at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you need anything from us, you know how to reach out to us, whether you want to find your purpose, you want to become a better speaker, you want to go ahead and conquer your goals, we are here for you guys. Take care and see you guys very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you later, everybody.